Welcome back to the Tony Style Show, the mecca of all things liberty. We're talking about morality in America. We just talked to a few young ladies who are in the adult industry, the adult entertainment industry. Now let's hear from the other side. Is morality dead in America? Joining us via Skype is author, pastor, and former host of the 700 Club, Ben Kinchlow. Ben Kinchlow, tell us, we're talking all day about morality in America and how certain things affect us constitutionally versus from a moral standpoint. Can you tell us a little bit how you feel we're standing as a country as far as morality goes?
Well, let me ask you a question, Tony. Let me ask the Divine Tony by asking you a question.
Sure.
Morality is defined as principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. And that's how we determine morality. So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What's right and what's wrong?
It depends on what your beliefs are.
So in other words, what you're saying is that there are no absolute right or wrong. It's just whatever anybody believes is right or anybody believes is wrong should be absolutely acceptable behavior. Is that what you're saying?
I like where you're going with this. I understand what you mean, exactly.
Well, that's exactly
what people want to do is their own business. Now, morals, that's a whole different thing. What somebody believes, I believe everybody has a circuit judge in their brain that tells them right and wrong. I don't think there's anybody on the planet without some sort of psychological issue that doesn't believe that murder is wrong or that raping a child is wrong.
I have to disagree with you because there are people who actually believe that there's nothing wrong with what either one of those things.
Of course, they have psychological issues.
Exactly. But you see, that's what we say. That's not what they say. And now we're getting to the point where society is now saying, wait a minute, you people are off the chart. You are not letting people be free to be who they are. So now they're saying, just because you disagree with something doesn't make it right or wrong. So this is where we're headed on the road today in America. People are now saying, you cannot tell us what we can or cannot do because we have the right to do it. Therefore, what you, Ben Kinchlow, or you, Tony Style, thinks is wrong should not impact my ability to do what I want to do.
Now, isn't that just fall under our Constitution is our rights to live the way we want, and then we vote and we decide, and our congressmen and senators make those decisions based on what the people want as far as morality goes? Isn't that how the country's set up? So doesn't it take care of itself in some way?
No, but see, the country is founded on Judeo-Christian principles. That can be argued. No, you can't argue with that. How do you argue with that?
Well, because the founding fathers, every single one of them had a mistress. They were all out there doing things that aren't Christian-like, and then in the Constitution, we don't have really anything written about God.
No, wait a minute. We have very little, and those are negative reports about the founding fathers. But you go back and read their history, and if you look at the Constitution and look at the Declaration of Independence, if you look at it very carefully, you'll find that the principles articulated in our Constitution and in our Bill of Rights are principles that are clearly articulated and founded on Judeo-Christian principles. If you take out the Judeo-Christian principles, then we have no, for example, Tony, is it wrong to kill somebody? Is it legal or illegal to kill somebody?
It's illegal.
Why?
Well, no matter what religion you believe in, it's wrong to kill somebody unless it's for a purpose.
That's not true. That's not true.
Unless there's a purpose, absolutely. That's absolutely true. Unless there's a purpose for the killing, like let's say war, or what Muslims have for jihad, they see that as a reason to kill.
That's what I'm saying. You see, so to those people, there's nothing wrong with killing an unbeliever. In fact, that gets them rewards for killing an unbeliever. So to them, the murder of an unbeliever is not wrong.
Yeah.
So in America and in the West, we say it's wrong to kill somebody. Why do we say it's illegal? Well, it's illegal to kill somebody. Why?
Well, the government kills people inside the United States all the time.
That's because they have violated the law that says you shall not kill.
Now, what about pornography, for example? How does that play a role in our morality? Is it causing a decline in our morality? Or is it something that helps marriages? Is it something that destroys marriages? Because I've heard a lot of arguments today going either way.
Pornography if people know what pornography is, it desensitizes people. Pornography takes a God-given emotion of love and perverts it so that sex is not an expression of mutual love, but simply the ability to practice your particular thing on a female's body. And when young children start to learn about sex, and when they get exposed to pornography early in their lives, by the time they reach adulthood, they have a totally different warped perspective of what marriage, love, male-female relationships are like.
I can see that. That makes some sense to me. There's a lot of marriages that use pornography in their bedroom to help out with their sexual relationships for role-playing and purposes like that. Is that wrong as well?
Well, the problem with that is people who start out watching what we call tame or moderate pornography soon find that that's not enough, and so it gradually escalates.
Well, that can be argued too. You know, some people they know their limits, and some people can stop. Some people can't. Some people do have an issue, a lot like with with certain drugs. Some people, they do a drug and they're like, all right, tried that, and they move on. They never do it again. You know, I for one have done that. I'm ashamed to admit it, but there's been a couple things that I shouldn't have done, and I did them, and I didn't get addicted. I just said, okay, well, that was enough of that. Never doing that again, and move on. There's a lot of people that can do that. That can make that discernment in their head. Is it still wrong in that case?
Yes, because married men who are involved in pornography find themselves being less and less satisfied with their wives and less emotionally attached to their wives.
But that can be argued too. You know, maybe they're turned on more by their wife having that in the bedroom, implementing that. What if it's their wife's idea?
Anything can be argued. I mean, you can argue any position. Okay?
I'm with you.
But when we're looking
they're on to me.
When you're actually looking at the facts of the matter, though, that's a different story. Pornography is addictive, and now scientists who study the brain, neuroscientists, are starting to look at it and map out the biological aspects of this addiction to pornography. And it has physiological aspects, neurological aspects, and they're finding that out.
All right, we're talking to Ben Clinchlow on the Tony Styles Show. Tell me, what do you think would be the solution to the problem? I'm big on solutions on this show. Would your solution be to regulate everything, or would it be to somehow start a new moral revolution through religion in our country?
Well, the main defenses against pornography are, number one, close family ties built on these Judeo-Christian principles that we talked about. Male and female loving one another, a good marriage, a good relationship between the spouses and their children, and watching what we commit ourselves to, especially watching what our children are watching on the internet and on our computer.
So is it more of a personal responsibility thing than it is a government thing?
Absolutely. America is based on the concept that the individual is responsible for our actions. We are not subject and should not be subject to an overriding government that runs its laws or runs our lives. We run our lives, and we give the government permission to handle various aspects of our lives.
Okay, let's say you, Ben Clinchlow, are elected to Congress or Senate, and a bill comes across your desk. You read it. They want you to sign off on it and vote on it, and it's something that's for banning pornography. Would that be something you sign, or do you still stand and say, well, this is for everyone else to choose?
When I understand what pornography does, then yes, I would vote to ban the free, unmitigated, unrestricted use of pornography. Yes, I would, because I know its effect on children, I know its effect on marriages, I know its effect on men, I know its effect on society at large.
All right, Ben Clinchlow, thank you for being with us. I really liked what you had to say, and you're welcome back anytime you want. I feel like we had a great conversation about this. And honestly, I asked a lot of people to do this, and there's a lot of people that said, no, I can't touch that subject. And I thought that was really strange coming from Christian people saying, no, I don't want to talk about morality. I don't want to talk about issues that in front of a national audience that people actually care about. I'd rather just sit inside my church. And I thought that was kind of wrong. When you did it, I thought, yes, finally somebody that's brave enough to stand up and talk about these things. So I commend you for that.
Thank you, sir. You got my number. Call me when you need me.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. When we return, we'll be talking to 7-time AVN Award winner Joanna Angel. You will not want to miss this. You're listening to The Tony Styles Show.